Welcome back. Are you just about to grab some lunch? Well, hold on, because we have someone here who says there are 3 everyday foods you are eating that will give you a heart attack.
Let's find out what they are and what we should be eating instead from Michael Dangovian. Thank you so much for joining us, Michael.
Well, hi.
Let's jump right into it. What is that first food you're telling us we should not be eating?
Well, Brittany Murphy, John Candy, Elvis Presley all died of heart attacks. I've been treating patients for over 25 years, tens of thousands of patients, and I say there are 3 things we're doing every day that we're eating that'll give us a heart attack. The first thing is the All-American breakfast. The All-American breakfast will give you the All-American heart attack.
Oh boy.
Bacons, eggs. Bacon's a class 1 carcinogen. If it doesn't give you a heart attack, it'll give you cancer. Cereal, milk, orange juice, all loaded with sugar. It gives us tons of inflammation. The inflammation causes heart disease. The heart disease causes heart attacks.
So the question is, what should we be eating instead of those typical American breakfast foods?
You should consider steel oats. Steel oats, it's a beautiful thing. You put a nut milk on it, not dairy milk, but nut milks, such as almond milk. Put some berries on it. It will help open up the blood vessels. Also consider steaming vegetables. Believe it or not, steaming vegetables, and you drip balsamic vinegar on it. It tastes great, and it creates something called nitric oxide, which actually also opens up the blood vessels, prevents heart disease.
All right, what's that second food?
Now, believe it or not, Greek yogurt. Multi-billion-dollar industry.
Yeah.
It's dairy. Dairy promotes heart disease. It causes diabetes. It even may promote fractures. So we love Greek yogurt because we love probiotics. Right. So how do we get probiotics? Well, let's substitute kimchi, which is a fermented vegetable, or fermented vegetables in general. Pickles, sauerkraut. They give us those probiotics that we crave. They taste great, and they prevent heart disease.
Look, I'm Korean. I eat kimchi all the time. I am
go.
well ahead of everybody.
I had no idea.
Yeah,
Greg's gonna be thrilled. He loves pickles.
Yeah.
So what's the third food that we need to be staying away from?
The last thing is the hot dog, the All-American hot dog.
Oh, what a bummer.
I know. Hot dogs increase heart disease by 47%. But even worse maybe is hot dogs. Eating a hot dog is the same as smoking 6 cigarettes.
Wow.
Would you give your child 6 cigarettes
No.
to smoke?
No.
Of course not. So I say no cigarettes for our children, no hot dogs for our children. But what we can do is we can substitute a tofu hot dog. It's like a smart dog.
And you know what? They won't even notice.
They don't even notice. You put you take some whole grain pita, you slice it in half, you open it up, you put the hot dog in there, you take some vegetarian chili, you put that in there, some yellow mustard, some onions. It tastes great. You're right, they don't even know the difference.
You know, I don't really have this kind of a conversation when I go see my doctor, but is this a conversation I should be? Because how really important is health and food really related?
This is so vitally important. Yeah. The number 4 cause of death is appropriately prescribed prescription drugs in the United States.
Wow.
So how do we get off the drugs? How do we keep this from happening? Our best medicine is food. We have to look at our food in a very serious way. Heart disease is just a symptom of the way we live our lives. So if we change the way we live our lives, we can prevent all these things. Heart disease, diabetes, cancers, you name it.
So then, what is one thing, like if I wanted to start right now, but I don't want to overwhelm myself, what's one thing I can change in my diet that's going to kind of put me on the right path?
Well, I would say processed foods in general. That's a big thing, but it contains a lot of sugar, high fructose corn syrup. Probably one of the worst inventions ever. It causes inflammation. It's like taking sandpaper and just rubbing it very softly on the finish of your brand new car, and it just irritates it slowly and steadily and goes on for years and years, and finally one day, boom. And that's when the event comes, and then we don't even know how it happened. That's why we call it a chronic disease. We start with something little, we have fun with it, we can't believe it even is the problem, and then when we do have the problem, it's oftentimes hard to believe that was even the problem in the first place.
Yeah. Wow, well I'm so glad you came on to tell us about this, because I have to tell you, most of this I'd never heard of before, and you've really opened my eyes, and probably our viewers as well today. So Doctor, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Thanks.
And for more information on how to live a healthy life, visit wellnesstraininginstitute.com.